Aha. All right, let's see what we got here. Welcome, everybody. Let us know in the chat if you can see this. We're actually trying a brand new system tonight.
And I didn't know if we were going live. Right? All of a sudden, you did your live voice. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, so we're getting like all these crazy pop-ups. There's a whole new screen and system that we've got going on here because YouTube decided that they were going to cancel the connection that we normally did. So lift that off the table because it's buzzing.
I have it on silent too. I have it on Do Not Disturb. Why does it do that?
I don't know. It likes us, I guess. So I close that. Oh, perfect. Mr. PD Dispost, video and audio levels are sounding good. We should be broadcasting in 1080. So that hopefully will help. I'm going to see as far as the comments. Are the comments all showing up for everybody in the actual live stream too, or is that just for us? So, yeah, so thank you everybody for tuning in. We're obviously going to talk about the Onward we're going to talk about the Onward trailer.
The official Onward trailer.
That was released today. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to dive in. I have, as usual,
copious amounts of notes.
4 pages of single-spaced notes here that are, well, 3 and a quarter pages. Yeah. We've got lots to talk about.
And my notes up here.
Yeah. So we're dying to hear what you guys thought as well along the way. I can hear you good too. Comments are on live stream too. Okay. I thought there was a way. This is exciting. We got to figure all this stuff out. I can see who's liking it. I can see who's watching along. This is definitely different, so this is cool. Trying it out. But yeah, so obviously the first thing that we want to find out to ask you guys is, what did you think of the trailer? Let us know in the comments, what your thoughts were. Give it like a, your normal 1 to 10 scale. And while you guys are kind of coming in with some of those... well,
you always ask me first, so I want to ask you first.
Okay, from
overall.
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, let me tell you what I thought, because I was inspired to wear my closest Ian...
I feel like you have one that's closer. Well, maybe not.
See, here it is in the background.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That is your closest.
This is probably my closest. The difference is it's red and blue, and his is kind of like a red and like raspberry.
Yeah. I thought about cutting the sleeves off one of my jean jackets, and I was like, no, I like my jean jackets too much.
Yeah. I was like, do you have any denim vests?
They're jean jackets, but I didn't want to cut the sleeves off yet. Maybe I might have something.
Yeah. So yeah, Robot Videos and Other says, that's a lot of note pages. Yes, it is. CQ Tunes, I think the plot seems more interesting now. We are in that same boat. So yes, I loved it. I actually thought that from a trailer perspective, I really enjoyed the fact that it gave me a little more, but not too much that I felt like it was like spoiling or ruining anything.
Yes.
So I thought that was really good.
Well, I like that they expanded on the story quite a bit.
Yeah.
But like you said, without really giving it away.
Exactly.
And I can't believe we saw, like, the dad.
Yeah.
Like the photo, before
right.
he passed, and then obviously legs.
And legs. I like how you started to see his shirt, and then it kind of retracted back down.
Yes, and that shirt, that design, isn't that a sticker on Guinevere? I think it is.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think it is.
I don't know, but that's kind of cool. So for our first non-teaser for the film, it revealed a lot of interesting stuff. It absolutely did. Starlight.
Oh, and Marco said, with Pizza Planet Truck, he said logging on for getting ready for high-speed fact-checking.
Yes, so Marco from the Pizza Planet Truck. So he texted us immediately. We happened to spot it, but he texted us immediately as soon as the poster came out. And it had the...
Pizza Realm.
Pizza Realm.
Instead of, like, Pizza Planet.
Okay, so what do we think? Is that, and I'm seeing lots of good ratings. So Aiden, hey, as well, you gave it a solid 8 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10. But yeah, let us know also in the comments what your thoughts are as far as the Pizza Realm. Is that going to be the nod to the Pizza Planet?
Well,
to Pizza Planet, or is there going to be something else?
So there was like a brief moment where I thought I spotted the Pizza Planet truck when they were driving Guinevere.
When it was like going...
Yeah, it was when Dad was in the back and he had just Ian had just like dressed him up in like a fake upper body. It kind of looked like it, but it didn't at the same time. It's kind of up, so I didn't know, wasn't clear enough for me to say, oh, I think that's it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I did spot other ones. Easter eggs.
Easter eggs? Yes. I think I found one that, well, I know I found one I'm super excited about. So we'll get there as well. But some people are saying Pizza Planet Truck. Well, Mr. PD Dispost, good to see you, my friend, to Pizza Planet Truck. So even fantasy creatures enjoy pizza. Everybody enjoys pizza. Who doesn't enjoy pizza?
I don't really enjoy pizza as much as I used to.
Really?
No.
You're outgrowing pizza?
I'm outgrowing pizza.
Can you outgrow pizza?
I don't know. I'm getting close to 40 and I just want Chipotle.
Pizza Planet Truck. Marco is saying replayed that part, and it's a few Bronco police trucks. Yeah, that was really cool that they have. There's a big cop presence. There's even a cop parked right outside across the street from their house when they first go off on their journey.
Yeah. Do you think that has to do with like the magic? Maybe you're not supposed to use magic? Because the magic has disappeared, and I think like maybe you're not supposed to use magic anymore.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting theory.
That's how I took it.
Oh, okay. I had not thought of that.
To why they would be chasing them.
But I did ask you the question, as long as there's no pineapple on the pizza.
Yeah.
I love pineapple on pizza. I had asked you the other day. So if anybody has been on these before, you've known that we had a cat named Monster, and Monster was after Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah, we got her a long time ago.
We got that. Unfortunately, she passed away after 17 years, and we waited about a year, and now we got a new cat, Luxo, but she's a kitten. And so she likes to play a lot and have a lot of crazy fun. So here, Julie, talk for a minute.
Yeah. So hey guys. Here, I'll hold her.
This is Luxo.
Just stay here.
And if you can't guess, we had to pick a Pixar name, of course. Kelvin Wong is saying...
Even though I wanted to name her Queso.
Queso?
If she was orange.
Yeah, if she was an orange cat. So I've watched a lot of reaction videos. Some people say it looks like a DreamWorks movie, but I'm glad that it looks Pixar-y to me based on the new trailer. Yeah, so I think that was a lot of people's initial reaction, was that, you know, the characters may have felt like they came from a different studio, but the more you see of these, the more you're going to kind of experience and see. So,
and I will say, this trailer, actually, the vocal acting hit it out of the park. Like 100% sold me.
Okay.
From this trailer.
Now, do you mean from Chris and Tom?
Yes.
Do you mean from Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
And it's actually her too, because this is the first time that I didn't hear like Selena, you know.
Yeah.
From
Selena
Beep,
Meyer.
and I didn't hear Elaine Bennis. Like
Right.
It sounded different.
And it wasn't Princess Ada
and it wasn't
either.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but Chris and Tom, oh my goodness, to me, I was like, that's glorious.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yes.
That's glorious.
I loved it. And it's funny because like all the other teaser trailers, you know, I liked it, I enjoyed it, I thought it was good vocal acting, but this one, I'm just like, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, nailed it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It sold it for me.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, they really did a... James Ton of Games is saying he's not a big pizza fan either. Other people are commenting on the cat. But yeah, I thought... wait, what was your comment? I am all over the place. The vocal casting, yeah. I thought the same thing. Like, I was wondering if I was going to hear too much of, like, just Chris Pratt. But I feel like now when I see it, I'm like, all right, that's Barley.
Yeah.
And Ian, I feel like, is even more, like, innocent sounding than I would expect Tom Holland to be in my mind.
Hey, random thought. I think the Spider-Man in the Marvel universe or whatever kind of has to thank Dan Scanlon and the whole Pixar team and the whole Onward team, because our cat is knocking books down, for getting Spider-Man back into Disney.
So,
because if it wasn't for Onward, if he wasn't in Onward, he wouldn't have been at D23, which then led to him contacting Bob Iger to then get back into Spider. I've watched a lot of Bob Iger interviews lately.
Yeah, because Tom Holland asked him to kind of step up
and
say...
do you think...
Yeah.
I mean, not really. It was just a silly thought I thought of when I was cleaning.
Jamestown of Games here, Jamestown. So yes, we'll do that in type... Oops, clumsy fingers. All right, so what do you say we talk about the trailer, though? Like, we have been talking about individual pieces, but let's dive into the trailer, take some looks at it, and get some more your thoughts in here as well. So I liked the fact that when we got the teaser trailer, so that's the one that was like 4 months ago.
With the mermaid in the swimming pool?
Yeah, it starts with the camera going up and over again here, and we've got the mermaids jumping.
The centaurs.
And the centaurs and everything.
The wizard.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden this time we still get the swooping in, but this time it goes to the centaurs running. Mm-hmm. So it's not the mermaids, it's the centaurs running, and then it goes up to the mountain and you've got the wizard that's like doing fireworks. Which is cool because you get to see how they kind of swirl and come out of there. But what do you think are they just shooting off fireworks, or is there...
Well, I think that's just like, it's going to probably be like a flashback or something, because there was a ton of different creatures and everything kind of watching.
Right.
It was like the day of yore.
The day of yore. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Starlight Glimmer Earl is saying the trailer gave me an 80s vibe like Monsters University. Oh! Yes! And
do we have to talk about Monsters University? We talked about it all the time, but totally, like this trailer... Yeah, totally. This trailer is completely MU vibes. We've said it from the start, like between, TJ and I. Monsters University is one of our favorite films. We love it just because it's both visually stunning and the humor of it and the characters.
Yeah.
But Onward, like the heavy, like the wood.
Everything, yes, that's the first thing.
The woodwork and the like the reimagining of things within this mythical world is kind of like reimagining it into the monster world.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so awesome because I have a feeling that a lot of MU, artists and people might have worked on Onward. I mean, obviously Dan Scanlon.
It would make a lot of sense. I mean, obviously Kelsey Mann came over. Scott Clark wasn't involved, but there are probably quite a few people that transitioned.
Yeah.
Because they do tend to kind of a lot of times get similar or the same people.
Right.
But yeah, I loved it. And what's interesting though is that Monsters University set was based on Robert Kondo and Dice Asumi's design work, right. And then obviously some of the character work with Ricky Nirva and Jason Deemer. So yeah, I'm really interested to see and learn more about the people that are involved in this, which we'll be doing a lot more of that soon. Can't say too much at this point, but just know that this month we will be going to Pixar to sample some of the film. It's the royal we because we are Pixar Post.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're going to be going to learn a little bit more about the film. But I'm interested to see because everything was that really heavy like trapezoid shape
in MU, and this is kind of like the same thing except it's just like
things come to a point now. Everything has like a really defined like
except in the house because it's like mushroom, so it's very
rounded. Yes. Yeah. I love the design of this. It feels definitely very as they said the design. What was
design? I know you need to stop reading comments because you get derailed.
No. It's all this whole new system, and I'm like, ooh, should we change camera angles?
No.
So I was interested to see Scott jump in here. So I'm at work right now, slow day. Watch this muted. Looking forward to watching the stream when I'm off. So, hi Scott, welcome to have you here. I saw that you didn't think that it was going to be that good of a film, so I really wish we could have chatted with you and got some more of those thoughts as far as the counterpoint to what we're going to talk about because we really loved it. But moving on here, so the pop culture references are going to be great throughout this. We went through the store and wrote down every product that we possibly could.
Yep.
So that was really cool. But it bumps right in here. So yes, Pixar super fan. So hello. Laura. It's obsessed with the 80s vibe. I'm really into 80s history.
Oh,
That's funny for us.
yeah, not really.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go to the old downloads here. I've got the Onward trailer. I'm going to pump this volume down so we don't get all the... In fact, what I'll do, we can share the volume now on this new screen.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder and magic. But times change.
I'm a mighty warrior!
Morning, Mom. Hey, birthday boy.
By the laws of yore, I must dub thee a man today. Kneel before me.
That's okay. I have a gift from your dad. He just said to give you this when you were both over 16.
No way! It's a wizard staff. Dad was a wizard.
What? Your dad was an accountant.
This spell brings him back. For one whole day, Dad will be back.
What? Back to life? That's not possible.
It is with this.
I'm gonna meet Dad.
Whoa, feet!
It's getting harder to hold.
Ah, he's just legs. I definitely remember Dad having a top part.
Oh, what did I do? Hi.
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
Until then, ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Dad, you look just like I remember.
You got a problem, Shades?
If it's adventure you seek, you've come to the right tavern.
Oh, no. We might be out of gas.
But it says we have a full tank.
No, that doesn't work. Growth spell. We grow the can, and then the gas inside will grow with it. Elbows up.
I'm trying to focus here.
Focus.
Holy, forget it.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're... Oh no.
Okay, so we'll go right back here. I'm going to put this chat in here right now. I'm going to move this up a little bit, and then let me stop sharing the screen and go back to us here. So first off, again, apologies for the confusion here. This is literally day one, learning all this as we went live. But it's kind of cool. I could throw the chat in here on top of the screen as well. And they said, the robot voices and other random stuff said, I wonder what those tiny creatures were. Those are sprites. And we have got so much to talk about them. So we've got a lot of things to continue to dive into. Hopefully showing the trailer was something that's cool that we can do now. We're still going to go back to it, mute it, and kind of go through different elements here. But now that we watched it, I want to go back and definitely resume last video here. I don't want any volume now. What I want to do is I want to go back to where we're getting the jazzercise, because the jazzercise is great. Get this. So we've got the wizard here, but times have changed. Okay, so right here, I love the references. It's P90X.
Yeah.
So this is Z90 Fit. Love it. Oh yes, and Pixar superfan 8695 says, "Got a problem, Shades?" Love it. I really lost it at that point.
I know, you texted me that line.
Yeah. And you are a mighty warrior, is what it says in the background here. I love the fact that now the mom, if anybody was at the D23 Expo, there was conflicting messages here. So in fact, Pixar Superfan 8695, or Lara, posted in our forum that she saw, very smartly, when she was watching the subtitle version on Twitter of the first teaser trailer, that the mom's name was listed as Laura, Laura, and then at the D23 Expo, it was reported that her name was Laurel, Laurel. So if anybody happens to have an opinion on this, or especially if there is a Pixarian watching this, I really want to know to confirm this. But yeah, love again, you get that 80s vibe with her jazzercising first off, which is hilarious. She's, oh, hey. So she turns around here, says hi to... The other thing that's cool here at this point is that before we had thought, that we asked the question, hey, are they twins?
Yeah, but you know what? We had that thought, but it was like a fleeting thought. It wasn't...
Right.
Because it was like, maybe... But then I was like, no, they're not. That's his big brother.
Yeah. I mean, but I just like the fact that it was confirmed.
Yes, it was confirmed.
Because the mom says, upon your 16th birthday...
Well, she was waiting for they're both 16. Like, Barley's probably 18.
Right.
Ian just turned 16.
Right. Which would make sense.
Yeah.
He's got his license. Barley does. Okay, so we're going to go back to this, and then... So he's going to dub the... Which is... So she's got... Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out here, these are all those, shapes that we were kind of talking about that are similar to the Monsters University shapes, where you're getting... I don't know if...
The TV and...
Yeah, I don't where the TV is, how it comes to a point at the top of it, how the fireplace is coming upwards to a point, and there's a lot of these 3-pronged patterns. I don't know exactly what this is, but you're gonna see that a lot. It's on their stair banister. It's in other designs throughout it. So I'm like, ooh, what is that? I like it.
Well, I also like that the spray bottle for their dragon dog is right there on the table.
Right, for Blazy.
Yeah. Blazy, yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not 100% sold on the pets as dogs. Like, the non-dogs acting as.
Oh.
But here's another kind of, design element, it feels like the thick borders around things, the heavy shelves at the corners, the wood frames on here. So MU. And this is where that same pattern that I was just talking about around the banister. Again, I don't know if my mouse is moving on here. And James, we're not going to actually talk about our opinions on the ending of Toy Story 4 here. We had done that in a different video. But again, yes, they are two separate worlds for Monsters University in this.
Yes.
It's just that we like the fact, we love Monsters University so much.
Because of the world building.
That it's giving us those same kind of vibes initially.
Yeah. And I like the couch looks like leaves.
Oh yeah, the pattern on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Celtic and Gaelic type designs.
Well, it just looks like foresty to me.
Yeah, but you'll see him in his room too, which is kind of cool. And I'm guessing they share a room. So they get handed the staff. The other thing that I had written down too is when he first comes in, his college is Willowdale College. So I tried to look that up to see if it had any
Well, I don't think that's his. I think maybe that's his dad's.
Well, it could be.
He's 16. I don't think he'd be in college.
Oh, you're right.
I know I am.
Oh man, and it says Lightfoot written in script.
Yeah,
above.
I have a feeling that's like his dad's because it's torn.
Well, I was gonna say maybe he's feeling bad because it just got torn.
Oh, maybe.
So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Willowdale cursive. The mom handing the staff. The other thing I noticed here too is it a possibility. Now, this isn't going to matter. I just looked at it because, we dig into every single potential thing. Mm-hmm. Ian's watch, or Ian Door, as his full name is on his right wrist, which would potentially make him left-handed, which would be kind of cool.
Okay.
His dad was an accountant. A lot of accountants are left-handed. But it would just be an interesting thing if they thought that through. So you get the staff now.
Dad was a wizard.
Dad was a wizard. And then you've got All Summer Long tour, Puddle of Mush, obviously based on Puddle of Mud, the band, I would presume, featuring, I couldn't read it. It looks like Dieg 3, and it's at the new Mushroom Tin Arena that it says on that poster back there too. So I thought that was kind of cool. So do you get the sense that they share a room? Or
I kind of get the feeling, I don't know if Barley lives at home anymore.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know. I kind of got that
Right.
feeling.
Right.
Maybe he does, though, because he seems kind of goofy.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so we've got their dad.
Which I was shocked that we were seeing the dad.
Yeah.
I was excited, but I was like, oh, awesome.
Well, in that screenshot that was revealed a couple weeks ago, or even I think at the expo where like you see the sparks coming out of the staff, you can see this very blurry in the background. Somebody pointed it out on the forum, I think, and I was like, oh my gosh. PD Dispost, I was just typing about Puddle of Mush. Mush. I think I just saw Mike. You saw Mike Wazowski? Let us know where you saw that one. Dad was a wizard with numbers. Oh, love it. So I thought this was cool too because Ian is clearly the one that's like, I'm going to meet my dad. Dan Taylor, are you guys Pixar fans? Dan the Pixar fan? We invited you on. You must have got out and got home and been able to join in the chat. So welcome along in the chat. But I thought it was cool that Ian is kind of the one that's like really emotional about this. Like Barley is like head on.
I know the vocal acting was amazing in this. I know I'm going to cry buckets.
Oh yeah.
Just because, I mean, gosh, Tom Holland can really has like a quiet, like emotional soul to him.
Yeah, exactly. And what's cool about the picture though is that it mirrors more Ian than Barley.
Yes.
So I thought that that's really just going to sell their part of the story.
Well, and that's when I went back and I watched this like 100 times today. I was like, okay, that is his dad's sweatshirt. Because I felt like he's built more like Ian than Barley.
You are right. And Mr. PD Dispost, I don't know where you're seeing Mike, but you said it was right here when Blazy the dragon was in between them. I don't know if you're thinking like maybe it's like that hump right back there, but I think that's like his back as it is. But if you happen to see something else, let us know. The other thing I looked at here in the background on the corkboard, it looks like it says math. So if that's the case, that's also continuing that if he was an accountant, that he is carrying on being good at math. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to like look at everything I could back here as well to see on that corkboard. The Polaroid, good visual. I loved the fact of when they get to the visitation spell, what a cool way to visually show it.
Yes.
In like 2 seconds. Like right here, you get it. You're like, place the stone in the staff.
Yeah.
As you read the incantation, the stone will disintegrate and
the person
Dad will appear. I mean, it's like so good. It's so perfect.
I know. That is literally 2-second storytelling that is done awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so the other thing is I zoomed way in on this. So on where you can read the text here. I couldn't make it out 100%, but that's definitely the spell that they have to read. And then on the bottom, it kind of shows the representation of, when you do this, when the sun goes down, it's representing like after 24 hours, he will go away. So right now, it's kind of like a little bit of like, we talked about it before, a little bit of that Cinderella tale, where it's like at the stroke of midnight, the pumpkin's going to turn back into,
I just thought of something.
I love it.
I don't think they're going to bring the dad back.
You think it's just going to... You think this is like a Dan Scanlon thing? Like, where at the end of Monsters University, they don't get what they want, and now at the end of this, they're not going to get what they want?
I think that...
That would be awful.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's not going to come full circle. That's going to be the 24 hours going to happen, and then they're going to learn all these things. I don't know. I just got that feeling just now when we were talking.
Do you think it's going to be one of these things where, like, the 24 hours is up, he doesn't appear, but then there's, like, a technicality, and because they never completed him, he then could still come back, and then they do the last bit?
I don't know. Maybe. I'd like to think so, because it seems like Ian's never met him. You know, he was probably a baby.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's like Dan's real life, he was 1.
Right.
I think. Or did they say these brothers were 1 and 3?
Yeah, I don't know.
When they lost their dad. I can't remember all these things now. But the spell happens. So the spell is amazing camera work. I think somebody had mentioned that in the comments earlier, that, you know, you're really getting, you know, great interior camera shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love this.
And all the stuff flying around.
Yes. So what I was wondering is, when I watched this the first time, and I was like thinking back to watching this clip, and I was like, hey, did the camera go the same direction or opposite directions of how things are spinning? Because part of me was like, oh, if it goes the opposite direction, it's showing even more against the grain. But the way that the cut works, I was glad that it ended up going the same direction, because it would have felt weird. You're seeing all this stuff shifting in this direction, and then all of a sudden you cut, and it's now going this way. So it continues the flow of the shot much better.
And I love that, like, flare.
Yeah. Not only are you getting, like, a lens flare-y feel, but it's because it's this cool orange and blue light that's emitting from it. And look at how amazing. I can't wait till you can go there and talk to the effects team and see how they do this. Look at how, like, they're, like, it's almost like, you ever see, like, where they do, like, the tornado thing?
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
like, the
in the science center.
Yeah, the way, like, the fog,
Yeah.
like, kind of, like, swirls and twirls. But it almost is, like, particulate at the same time.
I know, and what's weird is, like, I feel like this isn't just effects. I feel like this is, like, 8 teams working together for that one shot.
Yeah. I am so intrigued by this to learn more. But it's cool how it kind of swirls. Like, I was like, ooh, it's like an ice cream cone. Like, when soft serve is coming out, like, because it's like, woo, see, it swirls around as he, like, comes up. The other thing that came out of this, which was really cool, I'm going to take it off of the screen share for just a second here. The thing that's really cool is the fact that he's wearing purple socks. And in the screenshots that they released today, they also talked about the fact that he is wearing his, like, the screenshot shows the 3 of them in the street.
Right.
Or actually, no, it's when he's coming back.
Yes,
And it says in, like, the footnotes of the picture, he's wearing his signature purple socks. That is twofold. Number one, it kind of shows that the dad is, like, he likes consistency, he's quirky, he could be fun. But it's an amazing way to tell a story again, because now you've got, every time you see those feet, every time you see legs, if you see purple socks, you know it's the dad.
The dad.
You don't have to identify him by having a face. So I felt like they needed to pick something.
That's genius, because it could just be any old legs, but now you're searching for purple socks.
Right.
That's a good description, because it's just khaki pants and brown shoes.
And you know there's going to be some scene where there's, like, legs running around.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the way that you're going to identify who's who. It's like the same reason they gave, like, Chip and Dale different color noses.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, that's Dale's with the red nose.
And
Chip.
teeth. Yeah.
And the teeth, yeah. But I mean, like, things that you can do to easily identify, especially in a scenario where you don't have a torso or a face.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so Pixar Freak, hi, by the way, and I saw Paulina was in here. She said, you know, we're definitely going to cry, and you're right about that. That's for sure. Henry says you're right about going back to your other one about them not being...
I don't know, I just got that feeling just when we were talking that it's like...
Yeah, so this is the one we're talking about right now. The kids are going to have to learn to let go of their dad in the end. No thank you.
Yeah, I don't know.
No thank you. So what if they still need to let go? Aiden, I think they might make it 5 minutes to spare with their dad, so they can only get one word with him.
I thought that too.
Oh.
Like it might just be a hi, and then because that's how he said it. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What if it's that?
What?
Because
what if it's just
because
hi?
Yeah. You know, in the trailer, when Ian says hi, that might not be the feet tapping. That might be
The actual
Dad shows
moment.
up and then goes away. He might just say hi.
I sure hope not.
Oh man. Oh man.
Okay. All right, so Paulina is throwing this out there as well. So at D23, spoke to a couple of Pixar employees who had watched the movie. They said they cried a lot, more than in other Pixar movies.
Oh no.
Can it be more than Inside Out or Toy Story 3? Because I just can't contain my... And I know you're a good dinosaur for that one particular scene.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So yeah, Pixar freak. So Josh, you said I was surprised to know that the mom was in the same room with them when they learned about the spell. Do you think they're doing this behind their back? Or is she supportive of this quest? I think she hands it to them. They see the spell, but I think this is later.
I do too. I think
that they actually do this.
I think she went to work, or she went out, or she's sleeping.
Right, something. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Plot twist, the dad is 3D printed. It's very windy in there. Oh yeah, the effect. Kelvin Wong says the effects remind me of the Will-O'-the-Wisps a little bit. You're absolutely right. They do certainly do that a little bit. Yeah, Mr. PD Dispost. We've seen you comment a couple times. I'm liking this new podcast format. This actually isn't the podcast, but I will tell you we do have a new one coming soon, talking all about how Pixar handles their 4K remasters as well as some other elements of it, and it is super cool.
It is really interesting.
For the Pixar geeks.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll even post that up there just because thank you. I'm loving the new format. Yeah, we've got other things we're going to be doing, and then when we have guests on, we'll be able to do some more stuff as well. This time it just happened to work out that it was just us. But yeah, we can get some multi-cameras going on. We can do a whole bunch of other cool things. So so thank you for that. Okay. Let's go back to the old screen share. Resume. Okay, so you can see the dad's shirt coming up, and he's got that kind of the it's a different tri, but it's still like more of that Celtic Gaelic.
I swear there's a sticker on
Guinevere. Mm-hmm. So then, the explosion.
I actually think that's like our hospital logo.
Ascension
Providence.
It is. You're right. It is.
I think it is.
That's funny. Okay, so the window opens. I love the fact that there's like a person walking in here casually in the background as that's going on. And then we get to see the dad standing up for the first time, and you're like, it's a little bit of like Lou.
Yes.
Like he's like built from all these different things. And yes, you're definitely wearing khakis. Well, I'm wearing khakis right now, but you're definitely wearing khakis if you're an accountant. I work next to an accounting firm, and they all wear khakis.
You know what, though? Oh, my goodness. I know I'm thinking way ahead. But can there please be bonus footage, when Onward comes out that shows how they, like, maybe taped hands of, like, Pixar employees and just got legs acted, like how you would do legs.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you don't have arms.
Oh, you have to, like, emote.
You have to, all the visual and like the reference material that they probably like taped arms behind their back and like fell down and tried to get up, like that.
You need to ask that question when you go there.
I will. How you had to do that and stuff.
Legs. Acting. Legs acting.
That would have been funny. And like running and stuff, it would be different without, I don't know, arms. You're reading again, not listening.
The arms.
Okay.
Yeah. The pattern of the dad's shirts is called a tricatera? Tricatera? Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I like that. That's really good. That's a good thought. Like as far as just the leg acting that you have to emote in a certain way. Mm-hmm. So no, I think that's still
you're
there.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's not. Nobody's right or wrong. So we've got this spring. We've seen these shots. I'll point this one out just because I love it. The crackling of the cracking of the leather in the chair.
I know these finite details.
So good. Okay, the inside of the van is super cool.
And totally giving me Stranger Things vibes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like wood paneling and Christmas lights.
Yeah, wood paneling, Christmas lights. They've got the curtains, again, with like the Celtic type pattern here. You've got the, like coat of armor, the shields, the swords going on. I like they've got like the candle type lights going throughout the van as well. You have the seven. It was the seventh.
Hydra or something.
Seventh Hydra, is that what it was?
I don't know. There's like Hydra sticker.
No, there was a Hydra like script word that he has on his coat, but he's got that. Barley has that patch on his coat as well, and now you've got the floppy dad. That is so great. I have to know what they stuff him with.
Oh my goodness!
And I love that you're going to see close-ups of the coat with the buttons. And the fact that it's going to have scratches on the buttons and everything. It's so cool. For anybody that's seen Weekend at Bernie's, I mean, you can't not draw the comparison when the movie that, like...
I love Weekend at Bernie's.
It is absolutely one of our favorite movies, and there's no shame in that whatsoever.
I know, please do not judge. I love it. Weekend at Bernie's.
It is a great movie.
Weekend at Bernie's and Coming to America is so great.
Well, you're going off on a tangent now.
Oh, man.
You'll get your sequel to not Weekend at Bernie's, but you'll get it for Coming to America. They did do a sequel for Weekend at Bernie's. Not so good. But the first one, fantastic.
Classic.
Yeah, so there's another spot where we'll reference it coming up here. But let's go back to this real quick. So, I remember you just like that, Dad. So he's walking over to the side. The van goes off. The quest. We saw that. Oh, look at this cool. Look at these cool like vines going to the sky. Love that shot. Great composition of the frame and everything. You've got the screaming unicorns, which it's not the first time in this trailer or any other thing that they've hissed at them already. So they've already hissed at him in the teaser trailer with the trash. I love that Barley like grabs his head.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, yeah. So let's see here. So we'll keep going. They go out. Now this cave, is this the cave
of 1,000 heroes?
Is this the cave of 1,000 heroes? So if you didn't read our post about the Manticore that we did today, you should check that out. So that particular post, what we do is we dive into the history of the Manticore. So this was actually at the D23 Expo. We saw that poster that was revealed. It had the Manticore patch in the corner of it, like it was a close-up of Barley's vest. So I started looking into it, and I was like, ooh, okay, we're going to get back to that comment in a second. That's a good one. But so I wrote about like the mythological history of the Manticore, and then also talked about, there was a little snippet in an Empire magazine article, but then there was one other element in that post. Oh, so there was a Dark Horse comic that was released. It was actually announced on their website 3 weeks ago, just hit Amazon last week, where it talks about the fact that...
Like the summary of a junior novelization.
Or
a film,
graphic novel. A graphic novel. So, yeah, so it's essentially that the Manticore goes into this cave of 1,000 heroes that no one has ever returned.
Human has come out of.
Yeah, and then they say that they meet an out there sprite named Pamela, or Pam for short. So we're excited to see that. But is that cave that they go into potentially the cave of 1,000 heroes?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. And if you haven't read that Manticore post, go check it out.
Oh, man.
Love this. Okay, so you're about to get like...
And then all the footage and research they had to do, like entering like quickie marts.
Oh, yeah. Love it. First off, the lower camera angle. Really cool. My first thought was, is this going to be a Dynaco? But it's not. It's GS are the initials. So I don't know what that would stand.
Gas station.
I was thinking...
Just guessing.
That's so dumb.
I mean, maybe not, but...
I was thinking that possibly it was like because everything has been like mystified.
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, fantastical and all, you know, these other things. So I was like gasseth station. Like I didn't even say gasseth stationeth, but that's ridiculous. The other thing that I wanted to say that Mr. P.D. Dispost had said is that could those vines or beanstalks be a reference to the canceled Gigantic? Although that was a Disney movie, you never know. Heck, the new Frozen movie has a newt in it that makes us, as soon as you see the character, I'm like, is that Newt? It's not Newt, but Pixar superfan, Julie. Yes, and Barley is in his shirt pocket, so Jonathan Barker is noticing that. I didn't notice the other brother's in his shirt pocket. Yep, so we know that scene at the end where he's trying to do the enlarging spell on the gas can actually...
Which is at the end of this trailer.
So we know this is a different order. Yeah. So they go in here. You've got magic beans in the corner here. I'm going to go back here. Okay, so I'm in the gas station notes. I love the fact that now you cut in. Already you're visually interested. Mm-hmm. You've got all these like sprites going around. They're hilarious. There's one right in the middle here. Again, I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but there's...
This honestly looks like every... gas station.
Yeah.
Especially like every mobile gas station because the mobile ones are always small.
Yeah.
There's like one rack of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's always like the cabinets half open.
Yeah.
Where like the soda machines are.
Yeah.
And then like the 5-hour energy is sitting at the counter.
Oh, it's SG, not GS. Oh, station gas. Yeah, the 5-hour energy over here. We'll talk about those when they zoom in a little bit more. But yeah, they've got one of the sprites doing pull-ups over here. You've got another one like hanging here. You're going to see one curling like the creamers, like the individual little pockets that are there. So the things that you're going to start to see. The magic beans?
Magic beans.
Yes, I said that one when they first walk in. There's magic beans like gum or chips or something.
Yeah.
And then I had seen there was...
Misty Light.
Yeah, Misty Light beer, so it's like Bud Light. This back in the F in the lower back corner is for... It says F, Play Lotto, Untold Fortunes, a winner is coming.
Ooh.
The drink is called... it's in the window here. It's like... Or the case, the freezer. The Orange Quest, which is based on Orange Crush. There's this candy bar in the middle here that kind of looks like a Butterfinger. Is a crowbar. The ATM, I can't see what it stands for, but it's got to say something, or like the bank name under it. The energy drink, as you alluded to, is... Well, we'll go to these drinks, these first, because these are great. So you got, instead of... You liked this one.
Oh, Cloak and Cola.
Instead of Coca-Cola.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. I love the fact that there's one in the cup and he like comes bursting up and like, you know, is here. So again, Orange Quest instead of Orange Crush. This one, I was proud. I gave myself a pat on the back for this one. So these characters are called sprites in the movie. So since they're called sprites, you can't have a pop called Sprite. But sprites are also known as pixies. Pixie Fizz is
like
Sprite.
a Sprite.
So I feel like that's what that one is for. Elixir, yes, Elixir in the top left of the fridge for sure. And then this one is Doom, and it's a volcano.
That's like monster drinks.
Right, exactly. I was hoping to see a Blort can. Maybe we'll see one of those, because that's been in a whole bunch of stuff. Mythical fantasy themed drinks. King's Cola, I didn't know what that necessarily was. Diet King's Cola, is it like a... I didn't know, RC Cola? I don't know.
Dr. Pepper?
I don't know. And then the sizes are... So it says no refills, kind of like handwritten here. The lids are all over here. Here's where you got your guy in the back corner that's curling the creamers. But it says the sizes are wee and large. And then there's a medium over here on the coffee cups. Let's see. We'll go forward a little bit here. wild boar sticks instead of just, that looks like
Jims.
Slim Jims. And then this line, still love it. You got a problem, Shades?
Holding the triple dent gum.
Holding the triple dent gum, which you can see the best right in this shot. The one thing I'll have to figure out is how to like zoom in on this eventually. But yeah, so holding triple dent gum, and then you got a problem, Shades. And then this lean forward. Okay, so this where it's just like thump. What's the first thing you thought of?
Linguini.
Linguini, when he's talking to
And
Colette
Ratatouille,
after he's
yes.
asleep after the first long night. So I love that. That's cool. Also happens in Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
Which is great because, like the part where he's going to try to sell him. Isn't he trying to sell him like a car or something, or like his like golf cart?
Yes.
And he like the guy sits down and his head goes back and forward. Love it. So yes, that's great. What's the Q for on his hat?
Quest.
I guess
I don't know.
I'm just wondering, like, is it like one of their like teams or something? I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. So back in the, looks like Kelvin said the same thing. Dad looks like Linguini falling asleep at Gusto's. Absolutely. So a couple other things we saw in the background. There's Kraken Crackles, which I think was in this first shot again. Yeah, so they're down on this shelf, and it's got like the Kraken like octopus. There's Merlin munchies that are next to it here. Wild boar sticks. And then the like underage sign or the drinking age sign at the very top here. Instead of, we ID or it says
card.
we card ye. And then, there's like pixie sticks over on here, and I think they're called like sprinkle sticks or sparkle sticks or something like that. But the other thing we have to talk about, I'm going to have to move. Let me see if I can actually close this. Or can I move it? Oh, well, we'll just have to wait for now. But in this lower corner, right where we are, over the top of it, you really have to
here,
right down in this area. You really have to zoom in on it anyway, so you wouldn't be able to see it. But so Julie already mentioned that you found, I didn't even see it, the triple dent gum. I'll point out that in that area, there's that point again that everything's coming to like a peak design. Yes. The second one, there's a candy bar called Park Avenue. And so that's obviously based on Pixar's street address, which is 1200 Park Avenue. And that's really cool. There's a candy bar named that's down there. And Luis is on all the way from
hi.
Brazil. So hello, Luis. He runs Pixar Brazil blog, so welcome and have you there. Aiden is saying that... but Barley has that Q on his shirt as well. He does. I have to know what that Q is. Maybe it's a band? Yeah, maybe it's a band. Robot video, the triple dent gum destroyed the Pixar theory. So, and then the other thing I'll say, just continuing that shape thing on, and I like, you've got it on the top of the cold drinks back here, and then even...
On the rack,
This part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. That's there, and then kind of even like Castle-y on here. What's the restaurant?
Poultry Palace.
Poultry Palace would go perfect in this.
Yes.
Let's hope they can make an appearance. I mean, even all the food names, it was like the gauntlet was like, the hand of chicken fingers.
The chicken gauntlet.
But yeah, even like, where you press your drink
Nuggets
in.
of the round table or
Nuggets
something.
of the round table. But even where you push your drink in, it's kind of got like a little bit of like a different shape on it. So cool. Elixir Doom, the King's Cola, Blort, no refills. Oh, there's also like a thing back here called Spelt Elf. Like it's like a diet thing.
Oh.
Spelt Elf. You got a problem, Shades. Q. Okay, so then we'll get out of here. We'll go to where they're chasing them on the bikes. It looks like there's like an early shot here. They're throwing like... Are they spinning like
Yeah, those like spiky balls.
The spiky balls, and it looks like one of them like sticks. Oh, it misses the van, and it kind of keeps going around. So yeah, how cool that they're all like chasing them on the bikes. They step on it, and then it cuts to the mom driving the car. Who is she with? Like, these are definitely different people. You've got a guy with like a dragon on his sleeve. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who she's driving with. I was very excited to see that these are good tires.
Oh, that's the Manticore.
Really?
Look.
Oh, because of the...
Right there.
You're right! Oh, look at that. The Manticore is in the car with her. But yeah, I was happy to report. Good job on the tire tread. They're safe. There's a bumper sticker that said... Oh, there's a sword sticking out of the side. So obviously somebody's doing something here.
Yeah.
So that's obviously what's making her skid out, you have to presume, right?
Right.
The brand of the car may be Orion, which would kind of make sense. There's a bumper sticker that says "My kid is on the honor scroll," which is awesome. And the license plate is LE3C21. So I don't know what that is for. Does anybody have any ideas on there? So if you have anything, let us know. And when we get to the Manticore, we'll talk about the badge. But PD Dispost is saying that Corey is the manager, so it looks like the Manticore's name is Corey. So that's kind of cool. So then these are all quick. Here's like the Broncos that are chasing after, and I love the way these cop cars look. And interestingly enough, they have the circle like Challenger LED lights that Dodge has. So that's like a Dodge Challenger like car, and I like the fact that they have like the newer LED headlights that go along with it. Very cool looking. Love how they're skidding around here chasing after. And here's where you're talking about leg acting.
Yes.
Let's watch this in real time because it's a quick clip. Here's how he's emoting that he's happy. He's doing a real big jig. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's like boom, bam, bam, hopping. So it's cool that he's kind of light on his feet. You know, he shouldn't feel as weighty as everybody else.
Right.
All right, so then we get into the restaurant. And this restaurant, you know, like, what were the first things when you thought of when you saw this restaurant? Like, was it like a blend of any restaurants to you? Because I had three that I blended in my mind. Okay, well, you tell me what
yours is. Because I felt like maybe it was kind of like, because with the characters dressed up, I'm like, okay, is it kind of like a pizza house, like a steak house, but then also like a, what's that one with all the kids go to?
Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. So I have TGI Fridays because of all the stuff like...
the tchotchkes.
The tchotchkes on the walls and everything like that. And then I have... So I said it's TGI Fridays meets Medieval Times meets Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Luxo's back.
Lay down.
Welcome back. So yeah, I thought it was a really cool... It was a cool looking restaurant. I was like, I'd eat there. And it also reminds me a little bit of like, because of the whole like... the land of yore and everything, and just the color tone of like the dark wood on everything feels like Frankenmuth, which is a Bavarian village that's by us as well. So then you've got the Manticore, and you know, I don't want to make another comparison to Monsters University, but it's super cool because these wings have a vibe of Dean Hardscrabble, because you can they're a similar color. You can see like it seems like they upped it though. Like, I feel like I can see way more of, like,
well, you can
the
see
veins
definition of
and everything.
Veins. Like, it doesn't just look flat. It's, like, raised.
Right. Yeah, it's cool. She's really just, enjoying this one here, huh? So, yeah, I thought that was cool. The other thing I thought was hilarious, the Manticore's feet are just squashed in those heels.
Yes.
So, yeah, wearing high heels. Mr. PD Dispost says the same thing here. And then, Jonathan, you had said it's creepy. What's creepy? The wings? The face? Because the Manticore is known as a man-eater. So if that's the case, I would tend to agree with you there, because there's an attack here.
The scorpion tail.
With the scorpion tail that's coming at the end here. Yeah, boof. So then you've got... this here. Now, I got to point out one thing that I thought was awesome.
That the Manticore is, like, framed photo behind?
This behind it?
Yes.
This is actually, yes. But look. Lands in the same pose as the picture behind it.
Oh.
So this whole wall back here is about adventure. So there's a sign on the wall that says you have to take risks in life to have an adventure. And then there's a whole bunch of things about the wall of adventures past and all these kind of things. So I think this is all literally a playback to the this pose right here. I think this is when they have recruited the Manticore,
yes,
and she is on board to go with them.
Right.
Because she's like, yes, and just...
I think this is before. I think then they're going to be like, oh, well, that's the right person.
Do you?
Yes.
But she's the Corey's the manager. Would she like all of a sudden just flip out for no reason?
Maybe she's new.
No, this is her tavern. It says it in the in the photo. The Manticore owns the tavern.
Oh, I don't know.
And this used to be the tavern that all of the grand adventurers stopped at before they went on their adventures. So that's why it has all this memorabilia and everything, which is like so perfect for it. You got the employee over here in like the Mickey. It's almost like in a Mickey wizard,
sorcerer
like the
hat.
sorcerer Mickey outfit. And so, okay, so Mr. Petey Dispost is saying, is she holding the instructions in the scroll in her right hand? So I actually thought that too at first, but the thing is they need, Ian and Barley need a map from her, according to...
To get to the Cave of 1,000 Heroes.
Right. They need to find the Phoenix Stone.
Yes.
So they need the map to find the Phoenix Stone, which of course then I think she's going to be like, I will go with you. But I think the scroll is how the menus are presented at the restaurant.
Oh.
I think that's probably just a, she's going to seat them when they came in.
Yeah.
And like instead they're like, will you come with us? So I just thought that was probably, I thought it was probably a menu, but we will find out. But yeah, love this. Love the child celebrating the birthday and gets the eyes covered and is like, oh. And then very cool face. Want to talk to the effects team again about that fire. Look at that just roiling out of there. How cool it looks. This is where you can really see Corey.
Yeah.
And the charring on the mask. I thought it was kind of gutsy that not only they brought in their dad, obviously they probably couldn't leave him in the van, but then they also brought in the staff.
Yeah.
Like, they need that staff. So these people, you've got everything, like, this is where I feel like it's like medieval times, because you've got all, like, these kind of flags, and you've got, like, the rook or the castle-looking salt and pepper shakers. So I thought that was cool. And then steaming, and love how the steam comes out when it hits. Mm-hmm. Look around the eyes as it dissipates. It's just, it's really cool. What? Okay, and then this is the scene, obviously, where, they're...
This scene visually, to me, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. The fog, I don't know how they do the lighting with the fog and, like, rain like this. Like,
yeah, adding mist to the air and how the headlights
adding the
look in
mist,
it.
how it looks like in the night or
It's
like
so
in the morning.
cool.
Oh my, that is such a cool looking scene. And it looks like total film sets because they all have to be wet pavement. So it's just like, I kind of liked that.
Here's a fun fact.
Look.
Here's a fun fact. Do you know why in movies they often wet the pavement? Especially if it's in daylight?
Why?
Because it takes the exposure down by at least 2 stops. So if you were having people walking on a normal cement road, not even blacktop or anything, it's the way the sun hits it, it's so bright that it actually brightens up the scene and it messes up with the overall exposure. But if you wet it down, it helps.
It takes a long time to wet down.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of work to do to wet everything down. And then the other thing is...
a lot of film sets, and it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Once that pavement dries, everybody... Take 5.
Yeah, you got to re-wet it down.
Yeah.
The other thing is like if you notice, like back in the day, like, or even on Jimmy Fallon or David Letterman, they always have cue cards. They're always like blue, not as reflective as the white. But whether you needed to know that or not, you got it. I did have one more thing that I wanted to show in the restaurant, which made me feel like the Chuck E. Cheese vibe. And that was the, go back, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait, do I have to be over here? So when they first come into the restaurant, there's like a stage, and it appears to be a bachelor party going on.
Bachelorette party.
A bachelorette party? Yeah, and there's a speaker here. So it makes you feel like they have, like, this is where, like, this guy would perform. Mm-hmm. And it makes me feel like it's the tavern. I feel like the tavern, by the way, is called probably just Tavern M for Manticore.
Yeah.
Because, like, they've got the M here in this triangle emblem, and then this scroll in the background where next to this, like, hand-drawn hilarious photo that looks kind of like Dale from Chip and Dale. This banner says Tavern M. So just wanted to point that out as well. Then there's a symbol on one of these shirts that we're going to pass that looks like it's like a... Yeah, the mom here looks like she's got like a brave... It's very Celtic-y. Mm-hmm. The knots on how that looks. Okay, so then we'll go back out to here. The van's out of gas. It's funny that in the van, the dad's head, like... He's, like, held up by, like, a strap around his neck. It's like, Okay, so then he's going to try to do the growth spell. He's on page 111. You've got the growth spell. I transcribed this page in case you're interested. It says, when a wizard desireth items of diminutive stature to increase both in size and weight, they should look no further than the growth spell. Aimeth thine staff at the subject of intention, and reciteth this mystic incantation. Magnora Gantuan. So it's like gargantuan.
Yeah.
And then it has in the bottom left corner, it has a casting magnitude. So it has the mix of, so if anybody knows like Dungeons and Dragons or those kind of like Magic the Gathering games, it has like the strength, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom. They're abbreviated in there. But it says what the mix is that you would have to have in order for the spell to like work properly. And then in the lower right-hand corner, it says Magic Decree to magnify an object, magnify your attention upon it. So you have to focus on it, you have to say that incantation, and then in this right order of strength, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom, and you'll get the right thing. But of course... He goes, I give up, and of course it zaps out at the exact second he turns around, and it goes the opposite direction, shrinking his brother Barley into a sprite-sized creature now. So yeah, but now, like we were talking about before too, just when this whole thing is zipping and passing around, yeah, you got to talk to the effects team.
Oh, I know.
I have to know more. Look at that. It's like spitting off things. Like I want to know how. Like what did they model that off of?
I don't know.
Because oftentimes they model it off of something. That they will witness or watch, like when they're going to do an explosion or something. So I want to know that. So yeah, that's pretty much the trailer. Yeah, bye, Kitty. She jumped down. She's like, bah, I'm out of here. Hopefully she'll join us in more of these. Great gags and great line in here too. It worked! The gas can is huge! The van is huge! Oh no. So good. So then it just gives the name cards. And there we go. So yeah, that is the trailer. What else? Is there anything else that we have from this that we're like thinking or feeling? Sorry,
that's okay.
Knocked you in there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Do you guys have any passing thoughts here? I mean, this is the detail of the gravel on the ground. That's a great one. That's something I normally notice. I was too busy with the flashy incantation spell right in front of me.
We were really just blown away by the world itself. Like,
yes.
The objects in the world, just because we felt so strong about MU.
Yeah.
And the fact that this has such...
Well, we love big worlds.
Well, the worlds. We like world building. So the fact that, like, when the teaser trailer came out, it was like a goblin spinning signs, which is like, oh my gosh. And it's just,
the cash for gems.
Yeah, it's just like, it's cool because they did that in the monster world and stuff.
Right.
So That's like the main thing that you and I have talked about today.
Yeah, absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it feels it. The other thing about the trailer, it didn't reveal too much. People were
No.
mentioning this in the forum. It didn't reveal too much. Some people had said they did want a little bit more of the new characters, but that's a fine.
I felt like this was good. I feel like this was like a perfect amount. We saw.
Well, you don't really learn anything about the Manticore.
No,
you
but
just see it, and
yeah,
if you
which
didn't,
I think is fine.
yeah.
Yeah, to me this was like the.
But you
perfect,
see the dad.
Yeah.
You like the legs and the face in the picture.
Yeah, but to me this was like the perfect trailer because it explained the whole. To me, like the journey. You know, besides like the middle part, you know, and the ending part, but the
Right.
build up of it just explained it all.
Right. Yeah. No. And so Kelvin is saying, who do you think Octavia Spencer is doing the voice for? She's doing the voice for the Manticore. So we have that to look forward to. Oh my god, I'm tired.
Sorry.
So Pete here again is saying that the world seems incredibly detailed, a vague look at the storyline, which is good, and a great opening to yet another perfect Pixar film. You know, time will tell how this will all shake out, but the thing that the trailer has done is that it's definitely invigorated us even more.
Oh yes.
And got us even more excited. Jonathan's asking about the teaser trailer for Soul. Good question. We don't know when that's going to hit, but if it's anything like this one, it would probably be in another month or so.
Yeah.
And then, are they going to come out with a second trailer for this? Yes, they probably will. It'll probably be in another month. It'll be around.
It might be a clip.
Yeah, they're. I would guess they're going to do something along with.
I mean, I have a feeling the film is like done.
Yeah, they
like,
definitely
really,
seem like some of the different individual teams have been having their rap parties.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Paulina's saying that she's very excited for Onward, so that's yes. We're right there with you.
Are we?
Yeah, so what I was going to say about the teasers and everything, I feel like they're going to have to do something, especially with the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to probably, yes, there's a lot of movies that come out at that time, but since
I feel like that's when the teaser for Soul would come out.
You think it'll be around Christmas time?
Christmas.
We shall see. This is all very exciting. I mean, the fact that we're getting 2 Pixar movies in the same year and 3 months apart is just full crazy. And I can't...
That's what we're going to be. Full crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to be busy.
Yeah, it's great. The van is Barley and Ian is Fillmore from Cars Ancestors. Pay attention to the 2 moons. Oh man, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean pay attention to the 2 moons? Is there something I need to know? And then this is an interesting question that's going to come up a ton. So Kelvin is asking Onward versus Soul, which is going to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Whew, that is going to come up a lot. So we're going to have to wait and see. I mean,
I feel like it always does when there's 2 films.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the rest of the 2020 slate. I had one more thing.
Because Frozen 2 would be in there.
So I should also point out, yeah, you're right, Frozen 2's in there.
But Soul would be the Soul. No, it wouldn't. So it's just going to be between Frozen 2 and. Oh, wait a second. No, it'll be between Onward.
Isn't
because Frozen 2 would be this year.
Minions is squeezed in there. There's a Minions 2, and then there's
because it's like February is when the Oscars are. So
right. So Minions is in April. So that's going to be like slotted in between, and then there's another one that's like another sequel that I'm forgetting, that's in there. So yeah, it's Minions 2, and then there's a third of something else that's coming in there. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the song. So if you heard the song in the trailer, I was like, this is so now. In terms of like, it's definitely not a now song, but it works. Like you've got the popularity of like rock with Greta Van Fleet and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I mentioned Frankenmuth earlier, which is where Greta Van Fleet is from, like 45 minutes north of here.
It's like an hour.
An hour, fine.
Hour and
15 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes. That's what I said. the song sounds a lot like, like some of like that throwback 70s rock vibe. So this is a song called Hocus Pocus, which has been used in a ton of stuff, but it fit great in this.
It did. It actually was a brilliant song
Now, you
choice.
might not think it if you don't know this song, but the band is called Focus. The song is Hocus Pocus. But it was released in 1971 in Europe, and then it became, like, it started to gain traction over there, and then they released it in the States in 1973, and it was a hit here as well. But they're a Dutch band, and I thought, initially, I was like, I don't really remember this song. I had heard it, but I didn't remember it really well. So, of course, I pull it up on Apple Music. I listen to it again. That yodeling is in the song. And there's, like, a whole weird breakdown. I totally forgot about it. So, yeah, so there's this weird breakdown. Every band in the 70s, well, not every band, but a lot of them had a flautist. So there's a flute solo. There's a whistling and accordion solo in the middle of this song. And the yodeling goes in there in the song too. But I thought it actually, I'm like, even though it's yodeling, it fits.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, that whole piece of like the rock guitar and everything was all part of that one song, Hocus Pocus. Oh, look at this. So my fingers are not cooperating today. Justin, thank you. Y'all are one of the realest channels and post great consistent Pixar content.
Oh,
well,
thank you.
We really appreciate that. We're trying to, we try to improve all the time. Not only because YouTube kind of forced our hand with this one and trying the new format, but, hopefully we can continue to expand this. Like I said, we've got other ideas of things that we can do.
Well, it's hard because you work a lot.
Yeah. So we got to try to fit these things in. Crudes 2, that was the other one. And then Raya and the Last Dragon is also what Paulina's throwing in here. So yeah, that's some of the other ones that are getting in there.
Alrighty. Well, I think we discussed a lot of that.
Yeah. So Henry B says, any criticisms of the most recent trailer? That's an interesting thing. I'll at least stick around for that real quick. We'll ask that to everybody else in the chat as well.
I actually don't have any criticisms for it.
The only thing that I still come back to from the very beginning is the background characters and how some of them look. This is where I feel like, I want to know who did some of the character design on this to know, where they... Again, I don't dislike the characters. It does just feel different than some of the other ones. But that's not a criticism of the trailer. And again, I'm not saying I dislike them. It's just they're different. So yeah.
I don't think I have any criticism. I thought the trailer it actually excited me more than the teaser trailer.
It definitely did. I mean, once you start throwing in being able to see the dad and then the Manticore, yes, those things all... we got a couple people saying no criticisms from me. Paulina, one of the sweetest people in the world and one of our now good friends because of this site. You are the very, very best. Thank you. And then Justin is actually asking, just real quickly, did we get Toy Story 4 on DVD? Yes, we absolutely did.
Oh, yes. Even though we signed up for Disney Plus.
Yeah, and he asked about that too.
ago.
Did we get, what were our thoughts on Disney Plus? We'll talk more about that and we'll have a stream there. As far as Forky asks a question, we're actually going to be having an interview coming up soon with the composer that's doing the music.
We forgot to talk about that, but I did see that email.
We don't have time to talk. We're too busy. Jonathan says, I thought the teaser was all right. So yeah, I mean, I think in general, we saw positive things from it.
I mean, I was looking on, Twitter and stuff like that, and oh my gosh, people are freaking out. People are cosplaying like crazy.
Yes.
Like Barley and Ian, it's nuts.
Yes.
People
I will be interested to see if anybody dresses up or who dresses up like them for Halloween.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool to see because that's gonna be right around the corner. There were other people that just said that they didn't like it, but I mean, that's okay.
I think the only thing that you and I have talked about that we're like, man, that's the only thing we draw a similarity between the mom and Sadness.
You're right.
That's the only thing you and I've talked about because
I have a hard time separating the mom from Sadness because
they're both blue and they wear a white cable knit sweater.
Yeah.
Although the mom's is more of like a cream, and Sadness is more white.
Yeah.
But there is a similarity there. I think that's the only thing that you and I have said. That's like,
Yeah.
But I don't know what it could have been different. I mean, she
Right.
was wearing like the Z90 fit shirt
Right,
when she was
right.
working out. So.
Which is, she had the workout pants with the stripe down the
Yeah.
side. Hilarious. Henry had just said, I like the trailers, was a little more lighthearted. I prefer heavier trailers. I actually thought it had some good weight to it. But I think it was more of like the adventure. And if it's a Dan Scanlon film, it's going to have a ton of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that we absolutely love about him is his humor, his sense of humor. I mean, he tweeted the other day, villains can't be all that bad. They laugh a lot. Like, that's hilarious.
It's awesome.
I mean, like, so his sense of humor is, like, right in line with what we like to joke about, too.
Yes, it is.
So, like, I feel like I got what I wanted out of the trailer, so I don't have that many criticisms of it. Because, I mean, honestly, it's like...
It sounds so selfish. I got what I wanted.
Well, no, people are saying...
I know.
People are saying,
kidding.
did we have any criticisms?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, we have a Pixarian here, so welcome. Yes, so yeah, it the humor is what I wanted out of this, and so I was really glad to see it. The sprites, the magic spells. I got to see a little bit of the dad and feel a little of that. I got to feel a little of that emotion already. Mm-hmm. Like that. Hi. It's so innocent the way Tom Holland says it.
I know.
Hi. It's how many times did he have to say that to get it right?
Probably
so
not
good.
much. He's Tom Holland.
Yeah, I know, and according to Twitter and Instagram
like a
and everything
national
else.
treasure.
I know, my gosh, everybody is like, if Tom Holland's in it, it's going to be good. I mean, but between that and Chris Pratt, I mean, you're already batting 1,000 there, and it's not just a name. The movie that I still always go back to as just like shameless vocal acting being tied to it is Shark Tale. With like, where they're like Will Smith and so, and they made him look like him a little bit and all these other things. Like I was like, it feels shameless. But it's like, sometimes you get those name actors. Pixar's not known for this at all. But it feels like you're just getting it to pull a name. Mm-hmm. And this just, they're big names, Chris and Tom.
And Octavia.
And yeah,
Julia.
absolutely. But I'm just saying, because we've heard the most of them in the trailer. But it's just like, oh my gosh, so good. They do such a good job. So.
All right. Well, I think we've talked for like an hour and a half.
Right here, hour and 22 minutes and 27 seconds. So thank you again to everybody for jumping on, especially at the beginning. Not only trying to not get distracted by the whole new commenting system that we just jumped into, but then with like the cameras and
computer and the cat.
Well, yeah, I liked having her up here. It would actually be really cool if she just laid up here the whole time.
Give it a couple years.
Yeah, she's too much of a kitten still. So Itsy Wolf, I can't wait to start on my cosplay. There's so much new detail. Yes, I can't wait to see what some of the Pixarians do for their Halloween internally as well. And Mr. Petey Dispost, good night to you as well. We think you're fantastic as well. So thank you again, everybody. Until next time, be sure to stay tuned to PixarPost.com all week for the latest Pixar news.
Bye.
Bye-bye.